Hi, in this video we are going to review conditions and commands as we solve one riddle. I'd like to invite you first to match each of the following words with its corresponding picture. So look at the words and match them with their meaning or with the picture. So as you can see, they are very easy vocabulary words, but it is just a preparation for the riddle. All right, go ahead. Pause my video, match them please, and I'll see you in a moment. All right, thank you very much for having completed that. So which one of these is the boat? Yes. Which is the river? Yes. Which is the fox? Yes, that's a beautiful fox. And what is the chicken? Yes. And the grain. Great. Grain. The grain is what the chicken would eat, right? Good. So that is just one example of grain in general. Let's read the following riddle. Are you ready? A farmer is on his way back from the market. With him, he has a hungry fox, a hungry chicken, and some tasty grain. All right, the fox is hungry, the chicken is hungry, the grain is tasty. When he reaches a river crossing, he must use a small boat only big enough for him and one other item. All right. Unfortunately, if the fox is left alone with the chicken, it will eat it. As will the chicken eat the grain. Explain how the farmer can cross the river. Boy. All right. River, farmer, 3 items. He can only carry 1. All right, it is good. You may know about the riddle, but this is going to be a good exercise for us to learn more English. Let's make sure that you understand the basic information about this passage before we move on. All right, let me ask you, what does the farmer have with him? He has a fox, a chicken, and some grain. Good. How many items can the farmer carry with him in the small boat? Only 1 at a time. Him and 1 more. All right. As you can see, some conditions have to be met so that the farmer can move to the other side of the boat. So I'm going to show you the answer at the end, or I'm going to give you another opportunity to think about the answer at the end. But for now, let's focus on what happens in the text and how the farmer can solve this riddle. And for that, we need to think about conditions. We need to describe conditions. The conditions are very simple. They have 2 clauses. Let's say it's a sentence that has 2 parts. In one part, we have a clause that starts with if, that marks the condition that has to be met. And then we have the second clause. The second clause could be preceded by the word then. If this happens, then this will happen. All right? For example, if it rains, we will have to wait at home. Right? So the condition is if it rains. If it rains, we will have to walk. If it doesn't rain, we don't have to walk. All right? Look at this. If we walked in the rain, we would get wet. As you can see, we can have this condition expressed with the first clause in the past simple, and then we would use would, not will, in the second part of the clause. What would happen? All right? Look at the next one. You are going to be late if you wait any longer. We can express the result, and then we can express the condition. All right? Of course, there are some other rules that you have to follow in grammar to express different conditions in different verb tenses, right? But for the exercise that we have here, I want you to use them more in terms of the content than the grammar that is involved in producing the condition. But anyway, I gave you a hint already. For example, we know that we say, if you had walked in the rain, you would have had more time to get wet, for example. All right? So let's remember that we can use conditions to describe some hypothetical situations. Now, to solve this riddle, we will also need to use instructions. Instructions are actually commands that we give to somebody so that they can accomplish some goal. All right? And the commands, we had said in the past that they are an abbreviation of a sentence in the future tense. So that means that if we remove you will from a sentence in the future tense with will, we have the command. For example, instead of saying you will wait at home when it's raining, you could just say wait at home when it's raining. Good, that's all. All right. Some other instructions could be take an umbrella with you, or don't wait any longer. A negative command would be would start with don't. All right. We could also have collective commands like let's wait for a moment, etc. So for solving this riddle, we are going to need some instructions, some simple instructions, and these examples that we have here are good enough. This is the practice activity that I have for you so that you can practice your conditions and commands or instructions. It says, write the conditions that the farmer must take into account and list the instructions that the farmer must follow to solve the puzzle. Now, this is your chance to think about the answer to the puzzle. All right? What conditions they have to take into account and what instructions are necessary to solve the puzzle or the riddle. All right? Pause my video, complete the activity, and I'll see you in a moment. All right, I hope that you did pause my video and completed the activity. And let me show you some sample answers. All right? Let's look at the conditions first. If the man takes more than 2 items, the boat will sink. That is true. Another condition. If the fox were left alone with the chicken, the fox would eat it. Of course, the fox would eat the chicken. Now, if the chicken were left alone with the grain, the chicken would eat it. Yes, that's the third condition. Now, let's look at the instructions. The farmer must follow these steps. Number 1, take the chicken to the other side. 2 items on the boat. Return with an empty boat, but the chicken is there. All right. Now, bring the grain to the other side. 2 items on the boat. Now you have the chicken there, so take the chicken back. Now, bring the fox to the other side. All right? Bring the fox to the other side, and you leave it with the grain. The fox is not going to eat the grain. Now, return with an empty boat. And now, take the chicken to the other side. And now, the farmer can watch the 3 items that are not going to be eaten by anything or anyone. All right? That is the answer. So, let's practice the pronunciation of these conditions and these instructions. All right? So, I am going to pause my video. Listen to the pronunciation and practice, please.
If the man takes more than 2 items, the boat will sink. If the fox were left alone with the chicken, the fox would eat it. If the chicken were left alone with the grain, the chicken would eat it. The farmer must follow these steps. First, take the chicken to the other side. Second, return with an empty boat. Third, bring the grain to the other side. Fourth, take the chicken back. Fifth, bring the fox to the other side. Sixth, return with an empty boat. Seventh, take the chicken to the other side.
All right, thank you very much for having pronounced those statements. And thank you for reviewing conditions and commands with me. I appreciate your hard work, and I will see you in the next video.